My fifth choice in our top five launchers, I picked the Javelin. Don't really like this one that much. It's really good. It has a good blast radius, but not much else to it. It has one missile, so it's not really the greatest launcher you can use, but it's still worth using. My fourth choice, I picked the AT4. This is a pretty good launcher as well. It's one of the more accurate ones because you can just shoot it and it'll fly straight-er. The only downside is it has one rocket, so it's not really your best thing to use, but with Scavenger, it's pretty decent. For my third choice, I picked Thumper. It has two grenades, and it's mainly used for tubing off the start, mainly in search. And in the hands of an expert, it can be pretty accurate. For my second choice, pick the Stinger. This is the only one of the launchers that cannot be fired freely. It requires a lock-on and is mainly used, only used for air support, which makes it one of the better rockets, in my opinion, because if the other team doesn't have air support up in the air, that can give your team a bigger advantage. For my first choice, I picked the RPG. It is terribly, terribly inaccurate, but it is good because it has a really big blast radius without danger close. With danger close, it just adds to it and makes it pretty much deadly. And if you can get it in a window, you can probably wipe out a whole room of guys.
My fifth choice for our top five launchers is the AT4. You'll unlock this right away when you start the game. I don't find this to be a very great launcher. It's not very mobile. It takes usually two rockets to destroy any air support. It does have lock-on, which is one of the better things about it, but its rockets are probably a little bit more direct than the RPG, but I would still say this is the worst launcher out of the five. My fourth choice for launchers is the Thumper. Yeah, I find this one to be a little bit like the most mobile of all launchers, but the fact remains that it's a grenade launcher. I would prefer to have an undermounted launcher than to have a Thumper, to be honest with you. But when you don't have anything else, I would prefer it over the AT4. Although Danger Close actually makes this quite deadly to have on your person, but I would still say that the others are a little bit better than this one. All right, my third choice for launchers is the Javelin. Now, this one is obviously better at taking out air support. I find a launcher to be more about taking out air support than to kill people. This one is a location lock-on, which means it can lock on no matter what to an air support, but to location, it like you never know if somebody's going to walk there. It's more or less just you shoot it and hope that somebody walks into it. So I don't prefer to use the Javelin, but it's not. I like to use it every once in a while. All right, my second choice for launches is the RPG. The RPG was in the first game, but it was a perk. Obviously, they changed it to a secondary. I would prefer to have a secondary, to be honest, to save that perk spot. But these are obviously unguided, so taking out air support is incredibly difficult to fathom. Harrier, and even then, it takes, I think, like two. I mean, I was just using example as Harriers. It takes two to take them out, and the chance is very slim that you actually even hit the Harrier. So, or any other sport. I would say, though, this one is like way better at taking out people, I find. Even though it's like horribly unguided, it can curve on you unexpectedly. I would say with danger close, you can cause quite a bit of ruckus with this launcher. My number one choice for launches is the Stinger. People are probably wondering why I choose the Stinger, since you can only take out air support with it. But it is probably the best choice for taking out air support. Requires a simple lock-on and is almost always a one-shot explosion, except for, of course, support that has flares. But it can actually take out people. It's very rare that happens. The missile would actually have to miss the air support, or the air support have to be blown up before the missile hits. And I'm not actually sure, but I think the missiles are actually guided to lock onto a person. Because any time it actually misses, it almost always hits someone. So I'm thinking they're guided, if they miss that, to go after a person. So if you're that lucky to get a Stinger kill like on a person, then you're doing pretty good. Alright, so this is just a message for the viewers. Why there isn't any gameplay. People are probably wondering why there isn't any gameplay. Because I actually have my Dazzle. Because I actually had a virus on my computer, I had to get it completely wiped of everything it had, so that got rid of my Pinnacle. But in that time being, I lent out my install disk for Pinnacle to one of my friends. I won't mention any names, Will. And he hasn't given it back to me yet, so I haven't been able to install Pinnacle to actually work my Dazzle to record anything. So until I get that back, which we plan on doing our top 5 out of everything with gameplay. So hopefully by that time we'll have the Pinnacle install disk and you guys can watch some gameplay.